Hi, I'm chef owner Jonathan Eismann of Q American BBQ restaurant right here on the west side of Miami's Design District. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how to make this great combination plate of dry rub spare ribs and pit roasted chicken. Hi and welcome back. I'm Jonathan Eismann, the chef and owner of Q American BBQ restaurant here on the west end of the Miami Design District. We're going to go ahead and show you how to make our famous tasty plate, which is a pit roasted chicken and spare rib combination. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is make the dry rub that we make for these pork spare ribs. We start out with some brown sugar, a little bit of dark chili powder, some coarse salt. We have some paprika. We're going to add some cumin, a little bit of our house roasted garlic salt, which is kind of one of our secret weapons. It's a great ingredient. And a little bit of hot red pepper. A little bit of white granulated sugar as well. A little bit of sweet curry powder. So we need to mix these ingredients together really evenly, and that creates a spice rub that we'll be using in just a few moments to rub on our rack of ribs. But before I rub the rack of ribs, we're going to have to give them a quick blanch in a blanching liquid. Okay, so these are our pork spare ribs, and we're going to blanch them for about 3 to 5 minutes. This is a nice mixture of boiling water, a little beer, and some soy sauce. Alright, so we have our spare ribs nice and blanched. Set them right there on the cutting board. So now we're going to use our dry rub that we made and rub these up. So what I like to do is actually start on the bottom first, where we just put a small amount of the rub and tap it in. The other side is where you have to really coat the ribs really heavily, or not so heavily, but very evenly. This is a really important step. This is where the rubbing comes into it. And what this is going to do, as the ribs cook in the barbecue pit, is this is going to create something called a bark. And the bark is one of the best parts of the ribs. That's a nice brown crunchy part on the outside of the rib when you eat it. And then we go ahead and rub it in a little bit. So we're finished with our dry rub ribs, and now we're going to move right over here and work on our pit roasted chicken. So we start with a nice fresh farm chicken. This is about a 3.5 pounder. And first thing we like to do is we cut off our wings. Right here, what's known as the first joint. And then we take some coarse chopped garlic. Use some coarse salt, once again, a good amount. And today we're using some fresh thyme and some fresh parsley. And don't be shy with your herbs. It's good to put a lot of stuff in there. As you see, I'm really stuffing up real good. Now here's one of the tricks. That's a real great trick. Is we use these bamboo skewers to truss the chicken. Normally people would use string or something, or in barbecuing they don't use it at all. But this is a great trick. You just need some bamboo skewers. We stick it in the top of the leg, right at the top of the tendon, and twist it around and stick it right through the leg on the other side, and it nicely tightens up that chicken and makes it ready to go into the barbecue pit. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw these spare ribs in our barbecue pit, and the chicken will go right behind it. These ribs are going to stay in our barbecue pit for about 3.5 to 4 hours. And that one's going to stay in there for about 4 hours. Okay, so it's been about 3.5 hours now, and our pit roasted chicken is definitely ready. I'll pull that right out of the barbecue pit, and that came out just beautiful. Nice and brown, crispy. That's the way we like to have that. We have our spare ribs all ready to go. And you can see, as we were talking about before, it's got that nice bark on it, that nice crispy bark on it. We serve a half a chicken, and now we have to add the ribs. And that's how we make our Q Tasty Plate here at Q American BBQ restaurant on the west end of Miami's Design District. Thanks a lot for coming.